Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Thelema Tarot, artwork by Renata Lechner. There's the spelling if you want to see. And there's the website on this one. At the bottom, Los Scarabo. I say it right, then I screw it up. It's down there with the Facebook. That way you can find it if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Websites rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, use an umbrella. Okay. What do we have for Virgo? Ooh. A good one. I think it's going to be a good one. But what exactly? Okay, let's see what she needs to say at that point. But the way this starts is very intriguing to me. It's a card that not most people like, but the Virgo, I feel like you guys deal with it quite well, depending on what's going on. The Devil card is where this is starting, and you got the Temperance card reversed and the Eight of Wands half in, half out. So that's the thing about this. Sometimes it talks about Capricorn. Capricorn is a compatible energy for Virgo. I would say Virgo feels more comforted by boundaries when the boundaries make sense. When the boundaries make sense, of course. But even when the boundaries don't really make sense, when you know they're there and this is where the boundary is and they stay where they're supposed to stay. And this is kind of one of those cards. It's kind of like boundaries, restriction, repercussions. Repercussions for sure. This is in your past. There might have been a very hard moment in your past that I don't know how this is going to sound. I feel like this is awkward to say, that you did well with, in the sense of like you got through it, you overcame it, and you learned how to, see it coming and how to deal with it if it comes around again. It's a general read, but I'm not saying anything. I'm not validating what happened, whatever that was. I'm just saying, like, you got the most out of it. You learned a lot. You strengthened yourself a lot. But there's something about these boundaries, and, like, I know when it's coming. I see it when it's coming, and I know how to set myself up. That way, if this storm comes in again, if this devil storm comes in again, I'll be ready for it. It's not going to be enjoyable, but it won't be as bad as it was the first time I dealt with it, or the last time I dealt with it, because it's kind of like I knew there's a bad storm coming, so I protected the windows, I put things away, I covered up the car, I did, I called people, I got extra food, I'm going to stay in certain places of the house, I made sure the food I need I don't need to have electricity to make it, you know what I mean? I don't have to use, I don't have to go into certain places of the house if I'm worried about it. Stuff like that. You're prepared. You're like, it's not fun. I've already been through this once, but it won't be as bad because I know how to prepare this time. The thing is, I think this is coming around again. And it's like, I'm not really looking forward to it coming forward, but I know I'm going to be fine. I think you're going to this is really going to work to your advantage, ironically. Knowing this is coming, there's like something about this where you've planned ahead enough that you not only protected yourself, but you're going to kind of like flourish in this situation. You're going to do a lot better than most people. Because it's coming forward. Whether we like it or not, it's coming forward. If this reading is hitting, it's not really avoidable. And the energy I'm feeling for the people this is going to hit with, that. You're like, yeah, no, it's going to, sooner or later it's coming. And it's almost like, I'd rather just kind of get it, let's just deal with it. I don't want to, I'm not in the mood I feel like I'm not in the mood to hide from it. Let's just deal with it so I can move on. Not that it's the last time it's going to be here, but like, Once it goes through, then yeah, I can do what I want, and I don't have to worry about it as much. Whatever this is. For some of you, this could be something about coursework. Coursework. It doesn't have to be like a college course or anything. It could be some other coursework, like you're taking a course to learn something. For some of you, it could be that. And it may be something where you have to take a refresher, or something that it's required to keep going the direction you want to go, that you have to do it. And it may be one of those things where it takes up extra amount of your time, something like that. You're going to do really well with this. Because I get, like, this is not going to be that hard for you. Compared to the last time you did it, this is not going to be that hard for you, is what I keep getting. Probably because of the way you're setting it up. This kind of gives me, if I'm going to use like a college course as reference, it's kind of like knowing, for example, say you're going to start in a month or two. Say you're going to start in 2 months from now, you're going to start, just for argument's sake. But you already have access to the book. Maybe you even bought it. So you've decided, I'm just going to start reading it. So maybe like every day you read like a couple pages, like 5 pages every day. After 2 months, it's not the whole book, but it's a good way in. So like, what is that? 60 days, that's 300 pages. Who knows? It could be the whole book. I don't know. It depends how big the book is. Not for nothing. Maybe you didn't do the exercises, but you read through the whole thing, so you're kind of familiar with it. When the course starts, because you planned ahead, because you're like, well, I can read it. I don't have to, but I can. Every day you read like 5 pages, maybe before you went to bed, or maybe just when you got up, you're like, when you're waking up, you just read 5 pages to start your day to get it out of your way, just so you can be familiar with it. When the course starts, you already have like a grasp of like some of the terminology, some of the changes, some of the things you got to know. You have a subtle grasp to it. So when it starts happening, you're like, okay, yeah, I remember reading that. Okay, and I was already thinking when this exercise came up, or this homework part came up, I was going to need to do this. So I actually started working on that. I already started thinking on what I wanted to do on that. So I already got that started. You're ahead of the game on this. I feel like you're already ahead of the game. You got a lot of earth coming in, which is really awesome. You're leading yourself forward. Part of this you don't really want to do, but you feel like you need to do it. You've already stabilized it. You're leading yourself forward. You're definitely on that, is what I keep getting that. Like, I don't know about leading other people, but you're leading yourself. You could be leading others. You could be giving other people advice, but you're being your own leader, and you're leading yourself to success on this one, and you're really doing well with it. You're very self-sufficient. I kind of think of Virgo as self-sufficient. When you decide you're going to do something, you get it done. It's just about deciding. Is that... No, I do feel that. Because the Virgos I know, the ones I'm thinking of, once you've decided it needs to get done, especially if you have decided on a start date, if you said, well, Monday, I'm going to start doing this at this time, especially if you do it that much, because I feel like it's a Virgo thing. I'm going to start at 8 a.m., Monday morning, this is what I'm going to do. When that time comes, Virgos I know, they tend to do that. They just, once you've decided on the start date, even if it's ahead a bit, you will do that. I do think, Earth signs I think that works for anyway, but Virgo seems to thrive with it, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. You have already set it up. You've decided what you needed to do. You got ahead of the situation. You knew what you could do when you planned it. And you're like, the last time I did this, I really didn't like it. It was very heavy. So you're setting this plan up. I almost wonder if like there's something else going on here. What else are we talking about? Because there's definitely more. I do feel like you're worried about it, but you're really strong. You really have set up a strong situation, a very strong plan, and your plan is going to yield extra benefits. I do think you're going to have extra benefits. And I feel like that's what this reading is going to start honing in on. That's kind of the point, even though I'm like almost 10 minutes in at this point. Because, like, what's the point? Like, I already know this. I feel like a lot of this is going to be stuff like, well, I already know this. What's the point? You have extra things coming in, extra benefits, and extra good things. Things that you don't have to take. Things that I feel like if you're worried about them are kind of like, oh, what if this upsets my apple cart? That's good. I like that. But if this upsets my flow, I'm already doing good. I don't want to screw up what I'm doing. I don't want to like take this extra good thing and then mess up what I've already had and then have a messed up situation here on out. I don't want that. So I feel like at this point is where we're really kicking into what the reading is about. The fact that you definitely don't have to take on this extra good thing. But I feel like they're saying, especially if you kind of know something might be coming, you might put a little extra time in, a little extra piece in, like just in case something fun happens, I can have some extra time for me, that type of thing. So if you're aware of something good possibly coming your way, and I'm getting like, I get this card, like passion coming, like something really fun. I feel like it can add into your schedule. All you have to have is like some extra time already built into your schedule that you keep just for yourself. So this is a period of time where you're going to have to block out time to do this situation. What I would recommend, what I'm getting, is kind of like, so for example, if it's a course, just because it seems like that's the easiest way to do it, like a college course or whatever. So say you have an hour and a half every day blocked out to work on this course. We're just going to say for argument's sake. Argument's sake. It doesn't have to be that much, I'm just saying. Either add another half hour and just make that extra half hour, like maybe that's a half hour where you de-stress and you just watch your favorite show. Or either that or that in that hour and a half, you put like a half hour in there to where you do something, like you have like a half hour in there to where you just do something fun for you, like you watch your favorite show. But it's private and it's your time. Other people don't impede on it. Other people really aren't connected with it. It's just your time. As far as other people know, it's part of this situation. They don't know that you're stepping off and doing your own thing. Especially if it's something where you have to go somewhere else to do things. Even if you have to just sit in your car, watch your favorite show on your phone or iPad or whatever you got. But if it's in your car, who cares? Like, as long as it's like you have this extra half hour built in to like where you're just watching your favorite show, de-stress time is extremely valuable. So if it's like a show like that, if you have a show or something that pulls your energy down in the sense of like a good way, like calms it down, relaxes it, that's very valuable. I recommend doing that. But if you already have something like that built in and you find something new, this new opportunity comes in for something fun that you want to do, but you're like, oh, I don't want to screw up my current system because my current system is working for me. You can stop watching that show for that half an hour and insert this into that half an hour instead. And if that's already there, it won't screw things up on you, if you follow me on that. It seems like for Virgo that might make sense. Because whatever this passionate thing is, this fun thing is, I'm getting it could last indefinitely. When I get this card, I get a very loving, a very world kind of feel sometimes. I'm very much an intuitive reader. I feel a very good energy here with this, in the sense of like, when it comes into your life, you don't have to keep it, but if you enjoy it, you can keep it as long as you want. One of those things. There's a lot going on with it, a lot of possibilities. Whatever it is, it seems to have... This reminds me of a Virgo I used to know, and they used to like... They like to paint. They like to paint certain cartoon things, and they would do it like they had a regimen where they would do it at certain times of the week for like an hour, but they enjoyed it. When they didn't want to do it anymore, they phased it out and went on to something else. But they enjoyed it for a long time. There's a lot of other things coming in with this situation because I keep thinking of that. For a while, they did it for other people. Then for a little while they did it for craft fairs. It seems like they did something else with it. I don't remember what, because I think they did something else. I don't remember what else they were doing. But it was able to change and morph as they went forward. They found different purposes for the same thing. So like they were painting these cartoon figures, right? And then this is here like different applications. Like they did it for like a baby mural once. They did it for like these figurines for like a friend of theirs. They made a bunch and sold them at a craft fair once. I can't remember the last thing they did, but there was other things that they did. That was the point. So this is going to be one of those situations where it has different applications you can do with it. that's going to be a part of this going forward. But it's also like when this comes in, like nothing you have to do, but you're going to have different ways you can apply this to make it more worth your effort, make it more enjoyable for you. So it's something you can have, you don't have to have. If you don't kind of have that built in, I feel like you might just kind of skip past it because I'm getting like, well, I didn't see that coming forward. I don't have that built into my schedule. I would like to do it, but it's not worth screwing the rest of this up, so I think I'm going to pass, even though I'd like it. The point of this reading, again, is kind of like, hey, this is coming forward. If you already have this relaxed piece of your schedule built in, you could take that out, put this in place of it, and still have a great time. It's just an option. You don't have to do anything, obviously. But like when it comes forward, they're just like, if you already have that, you can take that out, put this in, if you decide you want to, and still have this great, because whatever it is, I get like you really would enjoy it. It would really be a really great thing that you would love, but it would also seem to also go in the category of de-stressor, which is a very important thing for most people, I would say. I would say. So that might be of benefit to you. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down right here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.